Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 217. And Hearts travel to Motherwell to carry out a wonderful stalemate with the Steelmen. So, will we be able to get an hour out of this? Let's see. As ever, to talk about all of that and everything else that's happened in the time we've been away, I am Daniel McIver, joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Obviously disappointed with the performance, and I guess a little bit with the result of the weekend. Um, but we're up against 70s Brazil, really, when it comes
Yeah.
to Scottish football these days. Um, Motherwell are a decent outfit.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the best watch from a Hearts perspective, but yeah, all right. I mean, Christmas decorations and all that are up. You can't see any because I'm in my podcast room slash study. But yeah, I mean, it's just trying to get to the festive cheer and all the football and darts and all sorts that are coming up in the month of December. How are you?
Aye, good. I'm even better because I didn't watch the game at the weekend, so I don't even have like that
Lucky
it
you.
is. It is one of those weird things. Are you like this, where if you don't physically watch the game live, you don't get as angry at things that happen? Because I feel like I saw that result and was like, "Oh, that's a bit annoying," but then moved on very quickly. Whereas if I'd
Yeah,
watched a nil-nil for 90 minutes where we had one shot on target, I would have been a bit more annoyed, I think.
I don't think you really can because I don't know. I think I'm trying to think back to like games that I'd have missed like away from home. And like I used to watch Soccer Saturday with my dad, so we'd
Yeah,
obviously up would pop on the video printer, Hearts getting beat off some shite, away
St
from home.
Johnston.
That was yes, just that was just the norm.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. But then if you're not there, you can't really vent because it's not like you haven't.
You're
For
not
for all we
seeing
know,
how it's going wrong.
for all we know, it could be an absolute wonder goal, but they're not
Yeah,
going to touch on
exactly.
that
Yeah.
with the panel whilst the Prem and the Championship and whatever else is on. So yeah, I think it's then when you see the highlights back and you're like, oh, right, that really was shit, and then you
Yeah.
get annoyed and frustrated.
Yeah.
But lucky for you, Hearts TV didn't even cover it this weekend. It was
Exactly.
just a case of fend for yourself. I mean, you should watch Sports Scene. There you go.
Yeah.
They
That
do
and
the
that is what happened. So
but
that
there
is a
you go.
very important caveat to mention. If there's anything that I actually also watched the Sky package, and the Sky package had more of us being bad in it.
Wow, I didn't even think Sky did a package. I mean,
So
they're supposedly, Scottish football's biggest fan, but I don't think that their coverage necessarily reflects that.
no. They did like a Twitter compilation, and in that, I don't even know if you'll have seen it then as a result. Did you watch the game live?
Yes, I did.
All right, you know the moment where Finlay kind of gets caught on the ball in the first half, and
Uh-huh.
we nearly concede. That's not in sports scene. I only know that happened because of the Sky
Oh,
package. So sports scene, big team found, try to protect us
don't
basically by
even
making us
don't
not
even
look
get
as
me
bad.
started on them. See, I hate to do this and bring it back to my work, but I've got midweek previews to do, right?
Mhm.
See if Sports Scene could just implement what Match of the Day do. You know when like teams make changes, like Jens Bertalasco made 4 changes for Motherwell
Yeah,
at the weekend. Could you not just highlight the players that have come into the
yeah, that would be
team?
good. Aye,
Just a little
yeah,
something like it's so boring. It's just
yeah,
like,
that's
oh, it's just
fair.
a bunch of names and shit shirts. Like no faces or nothing, because obviously we're not the Premier League and we're not a multi-million pound division
Get
worth
the like
covering.
graphics of them
There's some
turning round and doing that and stuff like
exactly
that.
like there's like if you just see some shirts and then the game starts, it's like, oh, so and so's back in and whatever it like, right,
Yeah.
fantastic. That's well worth my time.
Well, before we get into all of that, all the other games, we do have some really sad, unfortunate news, which is sadly like becoming a theme of the last couple of seasons. It feels like we've had to do this a lot, but just before the game at the weekend, Hearts did announce that Tommy Murray sadly passed away, and I will just read what the Hearts website put out. It said, it is with great sadness that we have to record the death of Tommy Murray, a diminutive attacker who endowed Hearts with energy, passing, and dribbling skills. He provided goal scoring opportunities for his colleagues, especially Donald Ford and Drew Busby, and was a regular marksman in his own right. They then do a little biography speaking about all his time before he got to Hearts, and then Hearts managers Bobby Seath. I don't know how you pronounce that. Seith. Seath.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Sorry, we're
That does
young. We weren't
that
around when it happened, all right?
that seems acceptable. Seath, yeah, Seath. Yeah.
Required a creative playmaker, and Tommy came to Tynecastle on the 6th of August 1971 from Carlisle in exchange for Kevin Hegarty. He brought elegance and skill and a scoring touch during 4 seasons with Hearts, scoring 22 goals in 147 appearances. He will, however, as if you're watching this on the podcast, Adam is in the kit where he will be best remembered by Hearts fans who witnessed the only goal of the game against Rangers on the 2nd of December, a year, almost literally the day we're releasing this.
Comes out. Yeah, that's
2nd of December. Tommy cheekily sat on the ball as he had a lot of time, drew out the Rangers defenders. He then quickly stands up, feeds Jimmy Brown, crosses the ball for Donald Ford to head it past the Rangers goalkeeper. Just incredibly sad, and our thoughts go out to his friends and family. I imagine you echo the same sentiments.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This is the old man's this top, but obviously felt it necessary to pay tribute to Tommy Murray here. But my dad would have been at least an XL. So I think I've put a bit of timber on because this fits like a glove, and it's rather concerning.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
But yes.
Body positivity on Perth to Paisley.
I know. Of all the avenues that we were going to go down this evening, I didn't think that body
You are
positivity
beautiful, whoever you are, whatever size.
Yeah. So, yes. As you rightly say, McIver, very, very sad. And it's, I mean, the fact that we know of that moment, having never seen him play, like that is just one of the kind of iconic moments, I guess, of kind of yesteryear, and something that, you know, we wouldn't have seen, and I don't think we've seen a Hearts player try and replicate that since. I mean, if somebody fancies it in midweek or at Celtic Park, and we go
imagine that we're 4-0 up against Celtic, do that. I think the Green Brigade would break back into Parkhead and smash the place
Never
up.
mind that, like Alexandros Kazaridis just decides to sit on it at 0-0, crosses for Braga, who heads over for Shankland or vice versa, and bang.
Or getting beat 4-0 because he does it wee boo up as he does it.
But yes, kind of one of the iconic clips and moments. And as you rightly say, condolences go to all his friends and family.
Absolutely. So we will, of course, get into our game against Motherwell, which was easily the most boring game of the weekend because there was
some distance.
Yeah, there was another 0-0, but that had a lot of talking points because of who it involved. However, the 3 Saturday games had 2 draws and a win, and probably the most unlikely win was the 1 win, as Dundee at home ran out 3-1 winners against a St Mirren team that only seems to be able to play against a team of maroon and white persuasion, because we seem to be the only ones having trouble against them. And Kilmarnock drew 1-1 with Dundee United, finally stopping the rot just before they play us, in a way. Getting a very, what would you say, lucky penalty call in the game.
Fortunate, let's go with.
Yeah, fortunate, there you go. And then on the Sunday, it was all the teams who had been in European action. Aberdeen just managed to win away at Livingston with former Lion Nicky Devlin getting the 1 goal there. Hibs nearly nicked a point at home to Celtic, however, absolute calamity from apparently world-class Salinger, and goals for Hibs just allowed Celtic to have 2 pretty easy goals. And then, easily the game with the biggest talking points was the one also without any goals, as for the first time in, like, I think I saw 1937 was the last time that Rangers failed to score against Falkirk in a game, as they drew 0-0 at home to the newly promoted side, with John McGlynn after the game saying he's quite disappointed as he felt he could have taken a win for that. Absolutely love him. What did you make of the other 5 games?
I didn't see that from John McGlynn.
Yeah.
What an absolute hero.
Shout out, by the way, also at half-time when it was 2-0 to Celtic, Chris Boyd just randomly going, and Hibs in another big game, they've Hibsed it again, as it was half-time 2-0 down. Like, he hates them, and I love him for it.
I know, but it's not quite enough to endear him to us, is it?
No.
Although he has got all kind of weird affinity with us these days, Chris Boyd. I don't know what it is. You must be feared of
And
Tony
then
Bloom or
simultaneously,
something.
he'll be like, I think they're going to do really well. And then when Rangers were
Up
potentially
until a
sniffing
point.
around McInnes, he was like, of course he will leave shitty little Hearts for
Yeah.
Rangers.
Um, in terms of the weekend fixtures, I fancied St Mirren to go to Dens and win because
Yeah.
Dundee are rubbish. Like, Dundee are just so mental, like
Yeah.
bizarre. I think they're up to something like ninth in the
They
league,
are ninth. Yep.
and St Mirren are occupying the relegation playoff place, which is
Yep.
crazy to me.
They've picked up 1 point in the last 6 games, and it was against us.
Of course it was. Like that's just wild. As you say, it's like against teams of a maroon and white persuasion, or if they're playing them in the Scottish League Cup.
Yeah.
Um, Again, like I'd love to then chuck out the hypothetical to St Mirren fans. Would you take relegation if it meant winning the Scottish League
Yeah, of
Cup?
course they would.
I would suspect that yes, they would.
Yeah.
Obviously, our game will come on to Kelly Dundee United. Kelly have actually beaten United home and away this season.
Of
So
course.
I fancied them to stop the rot, but I thought it would be with a victory. Till I'd obviously seen that United had dropped Kucherenko and goal, and therefore it makes sense as to why it was a draw, because you know I'm not having him. And then Sunday, Hibs were never going to do us any favours, were they? Like, let's just get that narrative in the bin. That was never ever going to happen in a million years. Rangers being held by Falkirk is objectively really funny, considering Falkirk haven't won a league match at Ibrox since November 1925. That is a legitimate stat.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
100 years.
Literally a century, yes. And then obviously Aberdeen, I thought might suffer a wee bit with kind of the European embarrassment in midweek, and they might be a wee bit leggy in Livingston, might be a bit fatigued when taking on the Lions. But they just love a 1-0 win, Aberdeen. I think
Yeah.
they'll beat St Mirren in midweek
Yep.
by 1-0 because it just seems like they're going to churn out victories by a sole goal. Annoyingly, of course, one of those coming against us. So yeah, um, a bit of a bizarre weekend, really.
Aye.
The only annoyance
Quite
is Celtic,
beneficial
but
to us.
I was going to say the only annoyance is really Celtic. Rangers getting held at home's good, and obviously Hibs losing is great.
Yeah.
But
Us drawing
yeah,
with Motherwell, so Motherwell don't gain any ground. Like,
yeah, it's just obviously Celtic winning at Easter Road because
aye.
now it's all eyes on Sunday because they just will beat. I think who have they got in midweek?
Dundee at home.
Dundee at home. There you go. I mean, if Elvis could beat
Come
Celtic
on.
home and away with Dundee, then he deserves Manager of the Year. Never
Yeah,
mind if they end up relegated or not.
exactly. But we do go to Firth Park. As I say, I was out, so I missed this.
Do we have to do this?
I think it's going to be quite short, to be honest, so don't worry. Derek McInnes made 4 changes to the team that lost up in Pataudry. He went also back to a 4-4-2, 4-2-2, whatever you want to call
My
it.
gaffer, back to back four.
And those 4 changes were Shanklin, Spittle, Kingsley, and Halkett, all in for Kabore, Magnuson, Steinvender, and Kent. So Hearts lined up in a 4-4-2.
4 Scots for 4 non-Scots.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Interesting. Alexander Schwolo, who is the player that we will speak about most from this entire game. Do not worry about that. A back 4 of Stephen Kingsley at left back, Stuart Finlay and Craig Halkett, the 2 centre halves, and Ocean McEntee at right back. We'll probably end up speaking about him in previews because Darren McInnes has made some big claims today.
Is he been listening?
Yeah, exactly. A midfield 2 of Cammy Devlin and Blair Spittle with Alexandros Kizaridis on the left, Harry Milne on the right, and a front 2 of Claudio Braga and Lawrence Shankland. What did you make of that team when it came out?
If anybody read my Who Scored preview, I correctly named 10 of the starting 11.
Wow.
I thought that we would go back to type. I thought that we'd go back to the.
Can I guess that you didn't include Blair Spittle?
Correct. Yes. I thought they might go with Magnuson alongside Devlin again.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of it was kind of not predictable as such. But I'm obviously pleased that he went to a back 4, as I made my feelings on a back 3 clear last week. I think Kabore deserved to be dropped probably after Pataudry, given that we were obviously Lawrence Shankland is back, so he
yeah,
obviously
one of them's
starts.
going to get dropped as a
Yeah,
result.
and given the chances that fell Cabore's way, I'm not surprised that it was him. That being said, Claudio Braga's not exempt from criticism because, again, didn't think this was his finest hour either. Um, Blair Spittle had actually done all right recently. What was the game? Dundee at home.
Mhm.
I thought he
Yeah.
was good after a slow start. Um, and obviously it was great to have Craig Halkett back. So yeah, in terms of the changes, none particularly surprising. Maybe again, kind of on that right hand side of midfield, and not putting Milne to fullback, but I like Stephen Kingsley, still dependable.
Yeah.
So had no real qualms about it. It was just kind of hoping that we could find, a remedy in the final third, given
Mhm.
the Aberdeen Pittodrie performance.
Well, we didn't, because
No,
there's been a lot of talk about this game. So much of these highlights are just going to be chances Motherwell had, basically. However, when you look at the stats, we actually seem to, again, you watched the game, so you'll be able to tell me about the flow and stuff like that. But looking at the stats, it seems like we were terrible first half, came out quite well, and up until about the 70th minute with the team in the ascendancy, then our arses fell out for the last 20 minutes and Schwolo kept us in. Is that a fair enough assessment of the game?
don't disagree with that. Yeah, that's probably about
See,
spot on.
this is how good I am at just reading boring stats that I can be like, yep, this is it. I
That's
do want to,
probably
speaking
accurate.
about stats, right? For it, it's probably going to be one of those episodes where we're a bit more critical just because of the nature of the game. I do want to put in a very important stat. This was the first game this season that Motherwell hadn't scored in at home, and was only the
Well,
second game they hadn't scored in at all, because the opening day of the season they drew 0-0 away at St Mirren. Every other game they have scored at least one goal in.
no, was that not the second weekend? Because they played Rangers opening weekend, didn't they? Russell
Yeah,
Martin's
sorry, they
Rangers.
drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drew that. So sorry, yeah. But yeah, we are the first
Wow,
team this
that's
season to
mad.
keep a clean sheet at Fir Park. So, whilst yes, it's still clearly not clicking in an attacking sense, we are still very solid
It
defensively.
was much better defensively, I think. And saying that,
Frankie
we did
Kent
give
comes
up.
out the team and we play better defensively. I'm stunned.
But I was going to say we did still give up chances. But I think
Yeah,
just with the nature of Motherwell's playstyle, I think that's always going to happen. We're not expecting the perfect performance.
yeah.
And given kind of the wee wobble that we've had, the recent results and whatever else, um, this is a game that I think if you'd have offered it kind of after Celtic, you would have thought, oh, we'll take care of Motherwell. Doesn't matter
Mhm.
what how good form they're in. We're on a roll. We'll keep that going. Whereas because we've had that little wobble, it and Motherwell have basically turned performances into points. It's then a far trickier task than I think it should have been or could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that it yeah it wasn't the best performance. I do feel as though it was a little bit better defensively, but by the same score, we've got our goalkeeper to thank for
Yeah.
getting out of there with a clean sheet, definitely.
Well, a testament to how exciting this game was. The first highlight on Sports Scene comes in the 23rd minute, and it is Lawrence Shankland being booked for dissent after Cammy Devlin is adjudged to have fouled a Motherwell player.
Complete nonsense.
Shankland's allowed to speak to the ref. He's the captain.
I d
Unless he
don't
just
even
said
get
something awful to him.
don't even get me started on officials because I've got the fear in midweek, given that John Beaton's been announced as the man in the middle for Kelly, Nick Walsh is on VAR. I mean, if that is the Burke and Hare of Scottish referees.
Yeah,
Those two.
that's a
That
nightmare.
is that is literally the worst duo that you could possibly ever have hoped or imagined.
Um, However, from that free kick, the ball is swung in and Callum Hendry scores. However, he's quite clearly offside, and Stuart Finlay is very quick to say he's offside.
I'll be honest. I didn't think he was kind of as it's happening. So then
That's
you're like,
fair. Yeah,
then
it's
you're
when you
like,
see the
great.
replay.
It's only then when you see the replay. And to be fair, I've just flagged the officials off, but that is a good spot. I, I'm trying to think because Kevin Clancy basically, I don't think he goes to the screen, but he certainly has like assistance through VAR, or
Yeah.
VAR will like communicate with him.
Mhm.
Um, so somebody's done their job at least, and it's correctly ruled out. It's just it's so annoying from a Motherwell perspective because you're thinking again like I love the back four, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're necessarily blessed with blistering pace. So
Yeah.
again, Callum Hendry could probably afford, and it's a dead ball anyway. So
Yeah.
like that's basically on him. Um, yeah, Motherwell were wasteful. I'm not having Callum Hendry. I think Maswinise is their biggest threat by a million miles.
Definitely.
I don't know why Stamatolopoulos doesn't start because
Is
he
he
seems to
coming
score
back for an
goals.
injury or something? That's the only thing I
No,
can think of.
he seems to just rotate he and Hendry, but
That's
I
what
mean,
Henry's still
I
not
think
scored this season.
like I don't even think it's up for debate really as to who the better
Yeah.
one is. So yeah, bit bizarre.
Um, 2 minutes later, this isn't a big thing. I just kind of wanted to mention it. Kizzy's booked for a dive that I think is really harsh.
It's annoying.
I don't think it's. I think it's one of them, right? I don't necessarily think it's a free kick, but there's contact enough to make it. It's not a
Yeah,
dive.
no,
Their knees collide
that
and Kizzy
yeah,
gets knocked off balance.
that's spot on. Like he shouldn't go down, but he does get touched.
Yeah.
So
It's just one of them where you just move on. It's just like, yeah, no,
yeah,
like, because the ball had got
and
back
even
into
then,
Motherwell's possession.
I think it's his first instance. It's not as though he's tried to con
Yeah.
Clancy earlier on in the game. It did seem a bit kind of harsh, but he just Kevin Clancy just appeared to me as though he was having no nonsense like at all.
That's what
Which
Clancy's like a lot of the time.
I know, but some of them like some of the officials let you away with like
Oh, yeah,
one
100%.
challenge or kind of one instance like that where
David Dickinson seems to be like that, where he'll kind of let it flow a bit.
I think gets really annoyed as to
Yeah.
letting it flow too much and then kind of
And then
goes
goes
into
mental.
arsehole mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was harsh, but I'm bound to say that on a Hearts
Aye.
podcast.
Yeah.
I think they'll. I don't know if his reputation necessarily precedes him, but
Yeah, maybe.
I can't think of many
I was going to say it's more
seasons that
Braga
he's
that's
had.
starting to get
Yeah,
that reputation. Yeah.
yeah, and Braga seems to wind up the opposition fans more than Kizaridis does in
Yeah.
that respect. So I don't know, very strange.
There was only two other highlights for the first half, and they are both the only main attacking chances for both sides. In the 39th minute, Elijah Just, who was the best player in the park at Tynecastle,
Yeah,
drives
absolutely.
forward, but he's quite tame effort, is easily collected by Swallow. And then 2 minutes later, Hearts have the first attacking highlight of the half. Right at the end, it's quite a nice attacking move, and it ends with Spittle backheeling it to on the edge of the box. Cammy Devlin, who
Of
just skies it.
Of course, it's Cammy in that position.
Yeah.
See if it was roles reversed, and I'm not
Aye.
Blair
Yeah.
Spittle's biggest fan by any manner of means, but he has played for Motherwell at Fir Park
He'd
more
probably put it
times
on
than you can
target.
count. Exactly, he'd at least work the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Is then when you see it come out to Cammy, you just like
Stop.
that
You
should
stop thinking it's going to be anything.
exactly that should be an opportunity that's like enticing me. I should be leaning forward, but once I see that 14 on the back, I just think nothing's going to come of this. I
Yeah.
love Cammy to bits, but it's just
He seemed to get
it's
rave
just not
reviews
his game.
from the game generally as well.
Yeah,
Devlin
he
is
was
a
good.
player where if you watch highlights, you don't see him as much because his
No,
game isn't
definitely not.
that. But I'm glad to hear that at least.
It's more live games where people then
Yeah.
sit up and take notice and they realize just how annoying he actually is throughout the
Yeah.
90 minutes. Like, he would be a disaster to play against, but
Yeah.
you're more than happy for him to have a pop from range.
100%. And that brings proceedings to an end at the first half. Just nothing. Just nothing.
Rubbish. Really,
Aye.
really poor. But like I say, we're up against a decent team. It's a strange one, this kind of post-match, because I'm kind of the same mindset that we mentioned how poor St Mirren are or have been in the league kind of this season. But I actually thought the point in Paisley was a good one,
Hmm.
given that's a game we could have very easily lost.
Yeah.
I'm sort of the same mindset
Yeah.
here.
I think especially if we win on Wednesday night.
We have to win Wednesday night
Yeah.
because our fixtures coming up are just grim.
Aye.
So exactly. Again, like we've kind of been chopping fixtures throughout the campaign. Out of Motherwell and Kilmarnock, 4 points, not a disaster.
Yeah.
So that's obviously provided that we beat Kilmarnock on Wednesday. Um, more on that later.
I don't know what. I think just because you said St Mirren, this just popped into my head, and this just seems like a Hearts fan being a dick. But did you know I sort of stat that The only games Hibs have won this season are against a team that at the time was occupying the bottom three spot.
So who's that? Livingston, Dundee, and St Mirren.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. Oh, Jesus.
Like
Wow.
it's a wild stat. Like
That is wild. I mean, they were, of course, the best Scottish team to have ever played in Europe earlier on in the campaign. So hopefully they can get back to that. Obviously,
there was a bit more action in the second half. However, not much of it was us. But the first highlight was as Kingsley finds Kizaridis, whose effort on the edge of the box deflects out for a corner. That was exciting. He did something. Hooray!
it was about as good as it got.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me here.
No, it was more just that happened. 10 minutes later, they come forward. Motherwell, Schwolo spills a header from Elijah Just, but claims again after.
Oh my God, was this the Kingsley one?
Yeah, after Kingsley does really well to close down both Hendry and Just. And I just think it's a really funny moment where Kingsley is clearly screaming at Schwolo, oh my God, lean down and pick this ball up, please. And Schwolo is the calmest man alive. He's just like, yeah, I'll just slowly. Yeah, I've got it. Don't worry.
You say that was horrible.
I can imagine in real time how terrifying that would have been.
I thought the goalie, he's got to come claim it. He's got to come claim it. Why is he not coming to claim it? Like, just fucking dive on it. And then again, like Kingsley's occupied, but then I'm thinking, well, you obviously can't pass it back.
Exactly.
So, like, what, like, is Schwolo going to make a move here or what?
Just going to stay in no man's land for the rest of the half.
It was bizarre. It was a real kind of weird mix-up. But then, eventually, once he pounces upon it, I'm like, oh, I wipe the sweat off my forehead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so weird. And then, see if you just seen that, like, post match and after everybody like ranting and raving about Schwolo, you think, am I watching another game here?
Because this was me, because I was like, up until this point, he's just claimed an easy ball and then did that. I was like, what's he meant to do?
I don't see why everybody's mouthing off about the performance. But no, he certainly kind of proved his worth.
But then the final 20 minutes happened, basically.
I'm just really pleased because, again, there was that kind of scepticism and earlier on in the season when we were dominating games and winning games comfortably, everybody's going, well, is he really an upgrade on Clark or Gordon? Like, we haven't really seen anything yet. And again, I talked about Paisley. I thought he was excellent that night. And he was very much crucial to us leaving Fir Park with a point here.
Our main chance of the game came in the 63rd minute, and there just seems to be this rhetoric online that we didn't have a shot on target, which is just unequivocally false. I don't understand where this has come from.
Is it that Scottish Footy FC
who is like the biggest Celtic fan you've ever seen in your life? I
mean, even the name Scottish Footy Football Club is technically what, like, have a day off.
Awful. Shankland has.
Sorry, going back to these kind of pages, like, who is it? Was it Agent Alba? Like,
Inside Scotland.
Inside Scotland.
SPFL, whatever it was.
The fourth official, like, all of these, they eventually just come out the woodwork one way or another. So,
big team found.
Yeah. I wouldn't give it any nonsense. Yeah, Transfer Scotland, who's a Morton fan, but he's not a Morton fan.
No, he's not a Morton fan at all.
Complete nonsense.
Shankland does have our only shot on target from a looping header from a Harry Milne corner, but we spoke about him earlier. Callum Hendry is swapping his offensive actions for defensive actions as he very acrobatically clears it off the line. Shankland's convinced it's in, but it's not, is it? It's a good clearance.
I don't think it is. It's one that his old man would have been proud of. That's for sure.
Aye, very true.
So annoying because Shankland, like, it's a perfect header. Knows exactly what he wants to do, up and over, and then you just see, like, I didn't even realise it was him that had hooked it off the line. I'm thinking, since when was Callum Hendry fucking all action in one box, in both the offensive and defensive boxes? Great clearance, nice that we're able to make the most of those opportunities again. My concern is kind of how little we're creating from open play.
Yeah.
Particularly when we've gone here with two wide players, a more offensive midfielder, and two centre forwards. Like I, I said about reverting to type, excuse me, but like we haven't really shown anything offensively here that it appears as though we've worked on. That sounds harsh, but I don't know. Were we happy to let Motherwell have the ball? I mean, you can't be surely given the rave reviews that they're
Yeah.
earning for their style of play. So then it's more important that we keep it well and do things with it to try and get us forward. But didn't really transpire that way. It was strange. Like again, we're just kind of playing for set pieces and hoping that we can make the most of a corner or some daft free kick. But I mean, it can't be like that type of performance midweek, surely. If we're at
Yeah.
home against Kelly, that's a
I
game
don't
where you're
think it will
thinking
either.
we're going to be on the front foot
Yeah.
from the get-go. You would assume slash hope.
Yeah, definitely. The final four highlights I'm kind of just going to group together because they all focus around one player for us.
Quite right.
The 72nd minute, Maswanise does have the ball in the back of the net, but he's two players offside, basically. So that's given in real time. However,
That was a result because that 9-1 first goal scorer on Bet 365 that I spoke about. I mean, I spoke about it on the podcast last week, and then I'd seen it as short as like fours, sevens in places. Bar 365 that had 9-1, and I thought
yeah.
that could lure me in here. So when that offside flag went up, that was a relief in more ways than one.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. But within 4 minutes, Schwolo makes three massive saves for us. And the first one is probably the best. Just absolutely does Finlay, who spins
Like
on
a
the ball.
pepper.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Finlay did not seem
He's
to
had a
have a very
couple
good
of them,
game.
Stuart Finlay, recently.
Yeah, Finlay slowly started to kind of be like what I was worried Stuart Finlay was going to be.
Yeah, I, I,
And I'm
I
sat
was a
looking at Jamie McCart on the bench, kind of being like, is that much of a downgrade?
I know. I think they are like for like. I think both are decent. I think both are fine.
Yeah, that's where I am.
But it is that was a concern. Like, because again, what was the other one? It was a home game recently? Was it United?
Yeah, United where he
Satchford.
just gets done. It was an offside goal, but
One of the three
Satsford does
for
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Aye.
that's a bit
We'll need to keep
concerning
an eye on
if
that.
it's true. Yeah.
But just is completely clear through, gets within 5 yards of the goal, it feels like. But Schwolo makes himself massive, and he's a big guy
Great save.
anyway, and makes a massive
Should
massive
score,
save.
but
He
great
should,
save.
but it's a very good save. And then, as I say, within 60 seconds, Schwolo makes another great save to push the ball over the bar from Lucas Fadinger from the edge of the box. And then 60 seconds later again, Schwolo makes another massive save as he tips over a free kick that deflects off the wall. As a result, the game finishes 0-0. There's a bit of afters
Somehow.
as Said chokes Cammy Devlin after the game, and Borchgrevink and Braga look like they're going to kill him.
I think there was a lot of frustration from the home crowd that Cammy Devlin wasn't booked long before he does eventually get
I
booked.
think there's a weird narrative happening around Devlin where folk are like, he's a plastic hard man. I don't think that's what Devlin is. He's a wind-up merchant. He's not a hard man. He's a wind-up merchant.
I think people have this notion, don't they, where it's like they compare him to Scott Brown, and it's
he's not
if he was in your team, you love him, but he's not, so you hate him. It's like, no, Scott Brown tried to actively go around being an arsehole and looking hard. This was like a man that shaved his head before every game. Whereas Cammy Devlin doesn't do any of that. He just kind of, I think he partakes in a bit of banter. And
he tries to push folks' buttons.
Yeah, and he gets under their skin. It's not like it's a different kind of a different annoyance. Like it's not necessarily shoving somebody. It's more kind of a flick of the ear or something daft like that.
Remember, like the stuff he did with Dane Murray, where he like tapped him on the head after the penalty. That's so much worse than a big tackle.
I'm even thinking his first season, there's that picture where he's standing up to Ryan Edwards.
And Edwards is choking him again.
Yeah, exactly. And Cammy's literally looking up at him because he must be about a foot taller than him.
What a boy. But as you say, we kind of got out of jail there, thanks to a big German man in our goal.
That's one less issue to worry about in January.
Yes,
Because
100%.
the manager was very critical of kind of not Oisin McEntee at right back, but kind of people's perceptions of
Right.
Oisin McEntee at
Let's
right
speak about
back.
that because
On the right
today,
hand side generally, because Harry
yeah,
Milne, my goodness me, that was probably his worst game for us. I even thought, I'm thinking surely towards the end you can see that he's knackered, see that he's leggy. A Forrest or somebody's got to come on.
yeah.
And I know Alan Forrest isn't necessarily the answer, but here in this instance, he might provide something. We don't know. He's been kind of bit part. And again, I think this is like the bench even was strange because I don't think Kerjota was on there, but
No,
Khartoum was.
cartoons suddenly alive.
It's like, oh my God, I forgot you're even here. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you hear kind of rumours today. I think it's been going about on Kickback that we're after a right back on loan. I
Oh, I
believe
didn't even
it's
see that.
Harrison Ashby, I think, from Newcastle.
Really?
Yeah, apparently that's
I really like Harrison Ashby,
that,
so that would be
so
great.
that's the talk. But
Oh,
again,
I really like
it's
Harrison
it's
Ashby.
Kickback, so I wouldn't go I wouldn't go putting you know big dosh on it down at the bookies or whatever. But it's yeah, I don't know. I think McKinney's comments post match were justified.
Hmm.
Um, but it's having a go at the fans necessarily
Right, so I've
wise.
got the quote. So, by the
I
way,
don't think he is. I just
neither do
think
I. I don't think he is.
I just think he's frustrated with recent results and performances, and we all are. So it's nothing to kind of grumble about.
Harrison Ashby, by the way, I think was at QPR last season and did very
On
well.
loan.
Yeah, he played like
Yeah, because
30
there was talk of
games.
a Scotland call up, was there not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
he could be eligible.
So I mean, if he's young, hungry, and looking for
He's
somewhere to play,
24, so he's not like a youngster.
and dare I say it, McIver, in this World Cup year, like he might be looking for that exposure. So we could be the
Fellow
ones to
teammate of his
provide.
with Harvey Barnes is on fire, so he's
There
maybe
you
looking at
go.
the same
Exactly.
thing.
Could give that little prick a nudge and get him on that plane.
I would not complain at all about Harrison Ashby. But Derek McInnes, today, it came out from Barry Anson that he said a couple of things that people are focusing on, as you said. So the first one is it was the same team other than Benny Beningame that won at Ibrox. We got a lot right. We're playing a team who are heavily possession based, so we tried to get our distances right and make sure we filled the middle of the pitch as we did at Ibrox. The difference at
Fine.
Ibrox was I thought we had real potency about us and connected the game well. We secured the ball well. That is kind of just a general justification for the team selection and setup, right?
And that's fine. I've got no qualms, no issues about that.
The next quote is a bit more pointed, as you say. Everybody has this in their head now that all of a sudden Oshin isn't good enough. It's a nonsense and they need to support our players more. Oshin has done fine. It's about balance. Wide right has been a problem for us for a while, and we've spoken about that. We are a team with one defeat in 14 league games, and we've just had another clean sheet at the weekend there. Our attacking threat doesn't become less potent because of who our right back is. It's stupid for people to suggest that. Now, listen, as the man who picked Oisin McEntee as signing in the season and loves the guy, I'm never going to sit here and criticise him. I think for a guy, as I said last week, who's a centre mid, who was brought in to play centre half, who's been playing right back, I think he has been more than fine. However, I disagree slightly that the reason we're not scoring as many goals is because of our right back, because I think you can look at every position on the pitch that can explain every other position on the pitch. We're a lot more defensive on our right-hand side when we have Milne and McEntee as a two. I even think this would be fixed as if you did play a Forrest or a Kerjota on the right in front of McEntee, because suddenly you would have an actual attacker in that position. So saying, oh, well, the potency of our attack is not diluted because of who's our right back is, it's like, well, by that logic, why is the potency of our attack heightened when we have Harry Milne who's pushing forward and advancing and getting crosses in? It's because he's an attacking fullback. So if we had an attacking right back, we'd probably get more opportunities to score.
that's what I was going to say. Because even down that right hand side, Harry Milne's first thought isn't to cross with his right foot; it's to
Yeah,
shift back onto his left and then cross or get a shot away or whatever. The irony is, I actually think we'd look more potent on both wings because then Harry Milne would be moved back to left back,
yeah.
and he and Casaridis could link up. I love Stephen Kingsley to bits, but that's not his game anymore.
No, it
As it
was
has been
4 years ago.
exactly in previous seasons at the club or whatever. If he's willing to prove me wrong, that would be great. But I don't think it is. Um, but it does. I mean, the pressure of Islam Chesnikov coming in,
Oh,
he's literally going to be looked at as our kind of savior,
yeah.
in terms of an option on the right hand side.
Well, I've got a big update for you in regards to that happened at 5 o'clock today.
Hit me with it. What's that?
Exclusive from Barry Anderson.
Here we
Islam
go.
Chesnikov is set to jet into Edinburgh next week to begin his Hearts career, where he will basically he'll be training. So he's
I
looking
was
to
going to say
touch
because
down in
he won't
Scotland.
join till January,
Yes.
technically speaking. So right,
Um,
okay.
looking to touch down in Scotland around the
Because
12th.
his season must be done then, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's totally done.
yeah. So that
Um,
makes sense. I don't mind that.
that allows time for his UK work visa to arrive. He will then begin training with his new teammates at Rickerton and prepare for
I mean,
match
Jesus,
action
McIver, he's
at the
moved
start
over
of
from
January.
Kazakhstan. I can imagine that'd be quite a
Yeah,
stressful process anyway. I think that makes sense.
yeah.
That's
So,
fine. That's
but
good.
you're right. It does feel like the club are going, let's make this
Off.
as safe an environment as possible because we need you to come
Pull
in
the
and
bloody
be
red carpet out and
class.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. And again, like, I don't know if that's because of it is strange how this has kind of worked out. Is that like we've placed a greater impetus and importance on players that have cost a fraction of the money in
Yeah,
comparison to others that have cost more money and haven't yet hit the ground running. He's obviously arriving on a pre-contract.
yeah,
So again, it's very much a case of, well, we're going to make money on you either way, you would assume. But if you could be brilliant from the get-go and earn us a
it'd be
large,
great, mate.
as much money as possible, then that would be fantastic. A lot of pressure on the guy, so yeah,
Yeah.
keep off your socials would be the advice from me, Islam.
So
Focus on the football, let that do the talking.
I don't necessarily. I am fine with McEntee at right back, but only if he has an actual right midfielder or winger in front of him.
I feel sorry for him because
Same.
it's not his fault. I, he's a signing that I didn't have high hopes for wrongly. Um,
I did.
given where he's come from and whatever else, and the law of averages, as I harped on about in the summer. Um, but yes, he's been really good. And the encouragement is that that's not his position. I would like to see him return to the middle of the park because I think it was only really Aberdeen, wasn't it, in the
Yeah.
opening game that he's played there, due to the injury that Christian Borchgrevink
Well, that
picked
can
up.
pretty
Now
much
he's back.
perfectly segue
He
into
can
these
come in.
next
So,
two games that we've got. This double header this week.
oh,
It's a big week for the club
oh,
because
thick and
Hearts
fast, baby.
Hearts on Wednesday night play Kilmarnock, and then on Sunday we will travel to Parkhead to play the reigning champions, but not the league leaders as it currently stands.
Oh, that's that jinx. Brilliant.
However, I do think we will go into the weekend not top of the table, unfortunately. Um,
Do you?
no, I'm joking. I think, annoyingly, I think they're going to be the game where they go top of the league is by them beating us.
Oh,
I think.
nothing surer as far as I'm concerned. Well,
However,
in saying that, I mean that's the outcome that we want given
yeah,
midweek. Because
yes, exactly.
like if they overtake us heading into that, you can write
That's
that
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you feeling about Kelly coming to Tynecastle? The
shit
place
myself.
where they always win.
Regardless of who's the manager, it used to be the bloke that's in our dugout.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
Nervous because, as you say, they did stop the rot to an extent. With that draw against United, we haven't scored a goal in 2 games now. The only encouragement that I do take is that Kilmarnock seem to be one of, I would say, two, possibly three clubs that are in desperate need of a goalkeeper.
Mhm.
And its goalkeeper seems to be interchanging because Max Stryek's obviously out. They're then left with Eddie Beach, Life's
Who
a
they
Beach.
just don't seem to
You don't
fancy at all.
know, or the emergency goalkeeper from Celtic, is it Oluwayemi or something?
Yes, I think so. I can't remember.
Um, so again, we're at home. We're against a team that we beat 3-0 on their patch all of less than 2 months ago.
Yep.
Basically started their rubbish run.
Yeah.
So I should be really confident. I'm not overly. I enter this with a bit of trepidation, but enough confidence that we'll pull out a scabby 1-0 win.
Would you make any big changes to the team?
I'd start a winger on the right wing.
Fair. What a bold statement that is.
I don't necessarily mind Kingsley continuing at left back because I thought he was fine against Motherwell. I think Harry Milne could actually do with the rest, if I'm honest. I
That's
thought
fair.
thought he looked really leggy at Fir Park, so I'd make that change for one, but that won't happen. It should be a Kajota or it should be a Forest, but it just won't be. Um, I don't know. In the middle of the park, like I'm actually willing to give Blair Spittle another chance because we have to find something offensively. Would I bring Kabori in for Braga? I'd be tempted. Again, didn't think Kizaridis was great for Park either. Oh, I don't know. I'm really unsure
I
as to
have a
what I would
team
do
if you
here.
want to know mine.
Go on then, convince me. Talk me round.
I'd play Schwolo, Kingsley, or Milne. As I say, I didn't see that Milne was leggy, so if he was
You're gonna
leggy.
say Borchgrevink at right back and McEntee in the middle of the park alongside Devlin.
Correct, with Kajot on the right hand side.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to that wee guy. He's just lost, isn't he?
Where is
He's just
Saba?
walking around Gorgie Farm at this current minute of time,
Exactly.
just hoping that somebody from the club will find him and pick him up
But
again.
yeah, I would do that. I'd play McEntee in the middle with Devlin, Borchgrevink at right back, and Kajot on the right.
Finlay and Halkett at the back
Aye,
again, yeah.
yeah. Again, though, if because he will not drop Finlay for
No,
Kilmarnock
I
at
don't
all.
think so. No.
I don't think my team will happen at all. I think he'll play almost the same 11 that we played on Saturday.
He will make a change or two, though, won't he? Given
You might
the
bring
weekend.
Magnuson back in. Do you want to know a fun stat? We've never won a game that Magnuson started in.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's
Again,
only 2 games, but still.
but that's why I've got kind of trepidation because it's been going well up to a point. I miss Benny Beningame. Can I just say that weekend right there that highlights the importance of Benny Beningame because holy fuck, like just
It's a right shame that we also don't have Aju to
no.
come in because that is
No.
what this is the time he'd come in.
What I was going to say is I spoke earlier about Blair Spittle picking that pass. His first thought seems to be to pass it on to a teammate for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw Blair Spittle actually dribble for
Yeah.
more than about 5-10 yards. Benny Beningame can do that. He does slip and slalom and he does,
Yeah.
bob and weave and then might play that pass forward. It's just a myth that people say that he doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really miss my Congolese king. We're never going to see him again. It makes me so depressed.
Well, further depression awaits as on Sunday we go to Parkhead. And it looks like, according to Martin O'Neill, that it will not be him in the dugout. We've just kind of passed him like a ship in the night. And it will be the first game for the new Celtic manager from France via America. How do you feel about
And
that?
Canada.
And Canada. How do you feel about that? Do you think that, because I've seen Celtic fans going, this is a bad choice to have him come in for the first thing. But whereas I go, as a Hearts fan, nah, perfect opportunity for him in his first game to go top of the league. I see how it is.
I'm quite surprised that they're not giving Martin O'Neill the cup final, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you'd think like new year, new gaffer, new slate.
He
for
seems
them.
desperate to leave, though. He seems like he does not want to be there.
But nobody really rates nobody in Europe rates the MLS really, do they?
No. I
Rightly
think
or
on
wrongly.
paper, he looks like he'll be a good manager if he's given time.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I don't know a heck of a lot about it, but Columbus Crew traditionally don't have the biggest budget, and they've not been kind of
Yeah.
challenging. And he's won what has he won? A couple of Supporter Shields or something? MLS Cup,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Wilfred Nancy, by the way, is who we're speaking about. If you've
Yeah,
had your
Wilfred
head in the
Nancy.
sand,
Oui, oui. He's worked
that's who it
with
is.
Henri at Montreal. So I mean, it's not all bad. I have heard some soccer journalists come
Yeah, a
out and
lot
say
of MLS journalists are
that they think it's a
really
shrewd
positive
appointment,
of him.
and
Yeah,
yeah, because like I say, they're not particularly fancied, kind of in their conference and beyond.
no,
So, yeah, just need to wait and see. I mean, it's a step up, and obviously coming from that league as well, where there's no kind of no, what's the word? Kind of trepidation.
hmm
There's no consequence.
there's no pressure.
There's no pressure to then go from that environment to Celtic, where you're
To a
expected to
top
win every
10
week.
pressure in the world's jobs.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But I mean, it is some first game for a top of the table clash
Aye.
potentially against the mighty Jam Tarts. Um,
What's your prediction?
that gives me the fear. I don't know because even they are like nicking goals. We didn't really speak about it with like around the grounds. But can teams stop fucking passing out from the back when you see that Dies and Maeda is up front leading the line? Like I've watched Hibs do it with that goalkeeper, and I'm just thinking, just fuck. If you've got to go to the channel, just go to the channel. Motherwell did the same at Parkhead. They're 2-1 up at Parkhead, and I see the goalkeeper play out with his feet and fucking just lump up the park sometimes. Not all the time. If it's on, it's on. But it wasn't on, so don't do it. I don't know. 2-0 Celtic, probably.
I was going to say 3-0 Celtic.
Or
It's
do you say
all on
4 initially?
Killy. It's
Yes,
all on
we,
Killy.
ha we have to beat Kelly. I didn't ask you for your Kelly prediction. What are you saying?
2-1 us.
I honestly think it'll be 1-0. I think it'll be the shittiest,
I'll take it.
scabbiest goal.
I
So will
do
I.
not care.
Because we have to get back to winning ways given we've got Celtic, Rangers, whoever else this month, like
Yeah.
Hibs at Easter Road. I try to think of other. What was the other game? Falkirk, is it? Yeah, Falkirk away. Falkirk away at 8 o'clock on a December night. Like, what is that?
That's, by
Um,
the way, this means nothing to anybody, but that's also a game I'm not going to be able to watch because that's my Christmas night out.
oh,
So at
nice.
my work. So I'm just going to be sat getting updates and I was going, oh, fuck. Brian Graham scored against us. Shit.
What were you using
Eh,
Flash score?
but speaking about Falkirk, before we get to the quiz, the Scottish Cup draw happened yesterday as we speak about this. And
Seamless segue.
thank you. And we got, of course, a Premiership team who are in the ascendancy. But in terms of Premiership teams to get, I'm saying everything here knowing what's going to happen when we play them. But home to Falkirk's an all right draw.
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Given, I mean, it's saying that given what was out there,
Like
like
Annan, Montrose, Spartans are all in there.
no,
Stranraer.
I mean in terms of like who'd already come out the hat. Like
Ah, fair enough.
I think it would have gone no real banana skins. Anybody at home, fine,
Aye.
we'll take it. Albeit it's probably one of the stronger opponents that we could have
Yeah.
got at home, but we've already beaten them 3-0 at Tynecastle this season, so should be touch wood, should be a passage into the next round, but we're not taking anything for granted. Just nice to be at home, to be honest, in a cup draw. It seems a fucking rarity these days.
Yeah, no, exactly. I can't remember the last time we were at home for one. It's wild.
Jesus.
But yes, as I say, before we go, we have the end is near quiz. Now, I'll be honest,
There's going to be a quiz question about when was the last time that Hearts were at home in the Scottish
it's
Cup
not
because you.
because I
Oh, that's
couldn't
fine.
be arsed finding that out. I'll be totally
I
honest
want to
with
say
you.
I want to say it's Livingston. Is that right?
When did we play St Mirren?
Oh, good question.
When Connor Ronan scored that absolute raker of a goal.
No, surely I'd won more recently than that.
I think Livingston was after that. So yeah, I think you're right. Where Gordon saves a penalty.
Yeah, did we scrape by on pens?
Yeah, we won on pens. I think that was after that St Mirren game. Anyway, the quiz. I think this is quite an easy quiz. So we'll see
You say this.
if you can
You
get
say
that.
this now.
The Who Am I is the easiest Who Am I I've ever given you. I'll tell you that.
Fucking hell.
I think.
What's for the generosity just this time of year?
It's exactly. It's December 1st. The Christmas decorations are up. I'm buzzing at my tits. That's what it is. So, question one. You've got a multiple choice question. It's not
Let's do
actually
it.
to do with Hearts. How many
God.
games had Motherwell lost in the last 23 at home before us? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I had one in my head, so we'll go with it, but watch it be fucking 2 or something.
It's 3.
Oh, fair
But
enough.
out of the
All right.
last 23 home games, they've
That's
only
still
lost
mad, though.
3 of them.
That is still mad. No
Insane.
idea. No idea who it's to right enough. But
One of them was Falkirk this season. They lost 3-1.
that's right.
And then the other two, I
Celtic are
think, are
bound to be in
last
there.
season.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Is Falkirk their only home? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is right.
So, see,
That's
it's a good point.
that's maybe where I've got that from. But
Yeah.
there you go.
So.
There's my chance of a 5 away. So it might as
Well,
well be
cool.
a
Let's
4.
see if we can get
As long as I get the who am I?
Who was the last Hearts player to score against Kilmarnock?
The last Hearts player to score against Kilmarnock.
Yeah.
Claudio Braga. The British.
Correct! He's off
Yeah.
to a start. 1 out of 2.
Why? I then thought, did he score twice and then we scored later on? But Craig Halkett got the opener. So
Yeah, and then
that's-
he scored twice.
Whew.
Well done.
That was a banana skin.
Yep, it was. True or false?
Again, no donuts, so we're fine.
Hearts have only scored 1 goal in the last 3 games, and that itself was an own goal.
Yeah, because it would have been United was the own goal with our mate Kucherenko. No goal at Tawdry, no goal at Fir Park. So true.
You've even got who scored the own goal. Well done. Your mate.
Thanks.
Kucherenko.
Not even in the squad at the weekend. So
Nah,
that tells you what Jim Goodwood thinks.
And final question before the Who Am I? Who was the last player to score for Hearts at Celtic Park?
Oh.
Because obviously, whenever they come to Tynecastle, we batter them. Now.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yep.
Last Hearts player to score at Celtic Park.
Yes.
Oh my God, why can't I think? I can't even think of the results. I've literally, do you know, I've honestly got Lawrence Shankland in my head from that 2-0 win, and I'm trying to think, we have to have been there more recently than that, but nothing's coming. You know that way? Oh my God. I feel like this is just going to be like a really random scorer. Oh, Jesus. Just play it safe and go Shankland. I think I must do. Have we scored since then? Like, how many times have we been there since? I'm going to play it safe and go Shankland. No idea.
So you are correct. It is that game. That was the last time we
Is it?
scored.
Wow.
But Shankland opened the scoring.
Oh, shit. It's Kingsley.
It's Stephen Kingsley. From
Wow. Stephen Kingsley's the last Hearts
in that time, we have gone to Parkhead. So that was in the 23-24 season. We have been to Parkhead 3 times, scored none, conceded 8.
Jesus. What was that? 2 3-0s and a 2-0?
And a 2-0, yeah.
Next.
So yeah, you were the right game. You just got the score as the wrong
that's
winner.
so annoying.
Shankland opened the scoring
header.
for a header and
The
then
header
Stephen
and then
Kingsley,
the Kingsley
free kick.
free kick.
And Aidan Denham running to Kingsley like that, going mad.
Alex Cochrane was fucking playing for us. He's playing for
Yep.
Birmingham tonight.
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
Right.
God.
2 out of 4. You did all right. Now, I have dubbed this the easiest
I'm pissed off at that
No.
fourth question. The first I stood no chance, but the fourth question I'm pissed off. Disappointed in myself.
Right. Are you ready for the Who Am I?
By all means.
I had a loan spell at Hearts
Oh,
and joined permanently, but there was a 2-year gap in between both those appearances. My signing announcement was made out of the blue during a recording of the Perth to Paisley podcast, and we reacted live on air to it. I have played in England and Scotland, and I scored a very iconic goal for Hearts. Who am I?
2 years?
So he was here on loan.
Yeah, say that
Then
again, sorry.
he was here on loan. Then his loan spell ended.
Mhm.
2 years passed, and then he signed for us permanently.
All right, okay. Right.
He
So what were we
wasn't
doing?
on loan for 2 years.
No, no, it's just the way I'm thinking, did we sign him and then we waited 2 years for him to make an appearance? I was thinking, I know we've had some bad luck with injuries, but fucking hell. Right, I'm trying to work out what we'd have been doing in those 2 years, just dicking about. Oh, God.
In
Right.
fairness, we fucking were.
What a bizarre signing. Signed on loan, then went 2 years, and then we signed him again on a permanent basis.
Yep.
We never, like, everybody clamours for our former players to come back. I can very rarely think of instances where we have.
It's happened.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want a nice wee fun fact that I've just found out on his Wikipedia that relates to the weekend?
Sure.
He made his second debut for Hearts in a 2-0 home win against Motherwell.
His second Hearts debut.
So, like, when he signed permanently.
Yeah. No,
Then,
thanks, mate. I did get that.
Listen,
Yes.
you seem to think I said we signed a guy and he was on the injury bench for 2 years. I'm clarifying everything to give you the best chance. He made his second debut as a substitute. That helps.
See, I feel like it's like, is it just something obvious like a Rudy? Like, it can't be a Rudy. It can't, like, can you go through the clues again, please? This is rattling my brain.
It's the easiest one I've ever done, and it's baffled you.
But it's like that. You go through the first couple of clues, then it's just like there's some
I feel like
discombobulation going on
you
in my
forgot
brain.
one of the major clues that'll help you.
Right. Okay.
So,
Well,
I had a loan spell at Hearts. That ended. 2 years later, I then signed permanently.
Right. So it could be Rudy.
My permanent signing was shockingly and randomly made during a recording of the Perth to Paisley podcast, and we reacted live on air. I was like, he's forgotten that clue completely. I've played in England and Scotland. Also, Rudy played in other places, and I scored an iconic
France,
goal for
where
Hearts.
we fucking signed him from.
Yeah,
right. Oh,
and I scored an iconic goal for Hearts. Rudy did score some iconic goals. I'll give you that. So one of the clues works. Well done.
No, but it doesn't because it's undone by all the other tosh. Oh my God. We re-signed this guy on a permanent basis during the Perth to Paisley podcast.
Yeah.
I can't think of a fucking
You are
soul.
going to kick yourself when this happens.
Oh my God. Right, come on.
You've got your questions as well.
I know. No, I know, but like, I don't want to use them by you saying this is easy. I'm then racking my brain thinking, Craig Gordon signed for us on loan. And he certainly never scored for us. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Wait, 2 years. The 2 years thing's thrown me off. What are we doing for 2 years? Oh.
I didn't expect any of this. I love that I've picked this guy.
And then he came back to Hearts, having signed on loan at first. Oh my God. Right. Played exclusively in England and Scotland. I'm just going to go for the clubs, the list of clubs in order, because that will surely give me a start.
I've just realised that clue's wrong. I've played in England, Scotland, and Belgium.
England, Scotland, and Belgium.
Does that? So I want to give you that in case that affects you if you want to carry on with the question about clubs.
Yeah, I'm going just fire it over anyway, in order, please.
AFC Wimbledon, Barnsley.
Oh my fucking God, I know who it is.
Should I continue?
No, continue.
Whilst at Barnsley, he came on loan to Heart of Midlothian. I never know how to pronounce his name. Oostend?
I think that's right.
He then signs permanently for Heart of Midlothian. Wigan, and Burton Albion.
I love you till my heart breaks. He loves the fucking Gorgie. He turned the highest
Ah,
down. Toby said,
I can't believe how
oh
fucking
my
long that
God.
took, man.
Was that too? Because it would have been COVID.
Right. You're going,
Yeah.
what the fuck were we doing for 2 years? I was like,
Oh
well, a lot
my
of us were doing fuck
God.
all for 2 years.
Jesus.
So,
That's
yes,
he was one of my fiance's favourite players. She absolutely loved
I
Big
loved Toby
Tobes.
Sibbick as well. So, to explain
Oh
the
my
clues,
God.
because we
You
have
have no
Daniel
idea the
Stendhal.
relief, but as soon as you said Wimbledon and Barnes, I'm thinking, oh no, what have I done here? And then on loan from Barnsley. Fuck
Yes.
me.
Daniel Stendhal comes to Hearts and goes, I'll get the wee youngster that was at Barnsley. He comes in, makes his debut in a historic win against Rangers, was absolutely class playing
Brilliant.
centre mid.
He
His
was.
class against St Johnstone away in a big 3-all draw. Then he gets scarlet fever and gets hurt, so he can't play. Then the pandemic happens, so therefore his loan deal is cut short, and we all think, well, that's it. That
We'll
will
never
never
see him
hear
again. Don't
Toby
fall in
Sibbick
love with
again.
a lone player.
Then, out of absolutely nowhere, he just joins us in the January window of 2022 on the 27th of January. As we are finishing up the podcast, you go and check your phone. You go, we've just signed Toby Sibbick.
Under Robbie, wasn't it? Because
Yes.
Sean Maloney and Hibs were sniffing about at that stage.
Yes, and that was
Hence the
turned the
song.
Highbies down. He made his second debut for Hearts in a 2-0 home win against Motherwell 2 days later, coming on at half-time to replace an
Of course, 'cause
injured John Souttar.
I remember the title, the podcast title was something like Super Sims and Civic, was it?
Yes, exactly. Well done.
Oh my God,
Playing
my
England and Scotland,
brain.
as I say. And then I scored an iconic goal for Hearts. One of the best
Easter
derby
Road.
goals of our lifetime.
Probably my favourite trip to Easter Road.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brilliant.
So yes,
What
well
a day.
done. You managed to get Toby Sibbick.
Oh, good Lord. That has taken about 10 years off my life, I think. That was...
Would you say that's the easiest Who Am I I've given you?
I mean, in terms of kind of recency and whatever, it must be.
Yeah, because I've given you, I think I gave you Hartley once or something like that, and it was like iconic level.
The clues, like...
I had to make it somewhat
Yeah,
complicated.
you did well, given that. Like, yeah, I forget that he came on loan from Barnsley initially, and
Yeah.
like...
You had dreads.
That's right. Then he came back refined. Just,
Yeah, exactly. What a guy.
What a
but
guy indeed.
let us know if you managed to get Toby Sibbick. And if you have enjoyed this episode, if you have, please leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. Massively helps us out. If you've been watching us on YouTube, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials. Perth to Paisley at gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find me on all the socials sharing highlights of Hearts' 3-0 victory at Easter Road with goals from Josh Ginnelly, Lauren Shanklin, and Toby Sibbick at Endo's Column.
We'll be back next week, also a day earlier. We're recording on Monday this week and next week out on Tuesday to cover all the fallout from the Kilmarnock game, the Celtic game, preview everything that's coming up, and speak about anything else that's happened in between then. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.